Hey guys, I'm Subham and I help businesses to scale with AI. So recently OpenAI has dropped the AgentKit and Chatkit and there has been so much hype around it. People are calling it a game-changing tech. In this video, I will show you the reality and walk you through this platform to compare it with n8n and Make and whether you should be using this platform for your business or not. I build AI systems for a living, so you are going to get practical and real view from someone who ships AI systems for businesses without any BS. Alright, starting with the overview, so you have to come to platform.openai.com/agent builder in order to get to this page where you will find your agent builder or agent kit. So make sure you sign into platform.openai or sign up to this platform so that you can access this. So once you are here, you can click on create and start creating your agentic workflow. So this is how the interface for creating agentic workflows looks like. So over here, what you have is a start node. Then we have like this agent node over here. So one thing you will notice over here is it just has this start node and you don't have any other triggers like a webhook trigger, for example, unlike n8n where you can see there are so many triggers like a manual trigger. Then there is this on app event trigger, and after that we have like this webhook trigger. So there are so many triggers inside n8n which can actually start your workflows externally, but over here you don't have any triggers like that. So what that means is basically AgentKit is more of like a chat centric platform where you can access the workflows through this chat interface, unlike what we see on n8n and Make. So if you're someone who is looking to automate your business workflows, then this is not the platform for you. This is only for chat centric workflows where you can have like a agentic workflow. So that is all about the difference when it comes to like triggering the workflows. Then let's go to the agent node, and you can see that inside agent node you can write your instructions and you can have a name for that agent. So you can write your system instruction over here, and if you click on plus, then you can see that you can also add user instructions or user message over here. And again you can also add assistant message over here. Then you can also click on add context and add different variables to this from the previous nodes. So that is one option over here. Then you can include chat history. So chat history includes the user's input and any output from previous agent nodes. So that is something that you can turn on if that's useful. Then after that, what we have is the model. You can select your model from here. So you will have all the OpenAI models that are available. Then after that, we have this reasoning effort. You can set it as per how you want. Then you can give different tools to your agent. So there is this client tool over here. And again, if you are someone who is non-technical, then you might find it a bit challenging to use. Although you have like an option to generate these things using natural language, but still it's a learning curve over here. So you have to learn different things for using different tools inside this. Then after that, what we have is this MCP server. So this is, I think, an easy tool to use. So if we open like the Gmail MCP server, then you can see that we have two functions over here. So there is the search messages, then we have like this read recent emails. So what you can do over here is you can simply have your access token and you can simply connect this. So this agent can simply use the Gmail MCP server and do the following functions. Although we don't have so many options unlike what we have in n8n. So if you go to n8n and if we have an agent over here, then you can see the different options for Gmail. For example, if I search Gmail, then you can see that you can have different operations. You can delete a particular message, then you can basically send emails directly through this, but unlike that you cannot do this through this MCP. So you have to keep in mind. And if you are not familiar with MCP, then I have made a video related to MCP. So you can click on that I button and you can go and watch that entire video so that you understand MCP. It's really a good topic actually. Then after that, we have this Google Calendar MCP, Google Drive MCP, and there are so many other MCP servers over here. So you can select any of these. Then after that, what we have is this file search. So simply you can upload your PDF or any files that you want, and this will basically save it inside the vector store, and this agent can perform RAG and basically fetch different information from your files. After that, what we have is this web search. So you can simply have this tool inside your agent so that it can perform web search. Then we have like this code interpreter. Again, if you are someone who is non-technical, then you won't find it useful because you have to write Python code for that. So again, this is something you can keep in mind. Also, this feature is also available inside n8n where you can write Python code as well as you can execute your Java code. So this is how like the code interpreter tool looks like. After that, we have like this function tool. And again, if you are a non-technical person, then this might be a bit challenging. In n8n, you can simply drag and drop different tools over here. So I can just simply click on plus symbol and I can select from different range of tools. So there is no problem with that when it comes to n8n. But yeah, over here you need to have a bit more technical knowledge in order to set different functions. Then after that, what we have is this custom tool. Again, it's not that useful for someone who is not technical. So I would say n8n is more intuitive when it comes to adding different tools to your agents. So that is about all the tools. Now what we have is this output format. So you can decide what kind of output format that you want. So there is this text format, then there is JSON, and you can have a widget as an output. So if I click on this one, then you can add different widgets. So let's click on create and I will show you how it looks like. So over here, as you can see, there are so many widget templates over here. So you can either select these templates. So this is like the the code for the widgets. So this is something that you can use inside your workflows. So for example, this widget is like a email interface. So you can imagine it using while if you have like a chat interface and you want this agent to send a mail to someone, then you can use this so that you can visually see that how this AI has drafted your email, so that you can make any changes to that email and you can directly send it from that chat interface. So I think this feature is a good feature, and it should be inside platforms like Claude, for example, where you can use MCP and you can simply construct your email and it will show it in some sort of like a widget, and simply you can make any changes to that email and just hit on send email so that it will send that. So simply what you can do is you just have to click on this and open in widget editor and just click on download so that this downloads the file. So I'm just gonna click on save. And after that, you can basically upload that over here. So if I click on upload and I will just select this widget. So yeah, this is how you upload that. So the output can be inside this widget. So if you want your agent to write an email draft for you, then it can use this widget and show you how it has written the email for you. Then you can just simply click on send email so that it will send that particular email. And now if I click on more, then there is verbosity, summary, then for Chatkit. So in order to host or in order to use this backend agentic workflow, you need to have like a chat interface. So you can use Chatkit in order to do that. Then what we have is the search sources. So annotations will be shown to the user in the output. Then continue on error, so that if you turn this on, then even though there is an error, it will move to the next node. So then you have like this write to conversation history. So you can turn on or off this setting over here. So that is all about the agent. Now let's move on to all other nodes that we have over here. Next up, we have this end node over here. So you can have this at the end of your workflow so that it knows when to end the particular workflow and when to close that particular session. Then we have this note node over here. So this will help you keep your workflows organized. So you can write anything over here and have your notes inside your workflows. Then after that, we have this file search node. So this is all the tool nodes. So one thing you have noticed that there is a file search tool over here. So this is basically a standalone tool that you can use in your workflows. So you can write the query over here and this will give you an output rather than the agent using this tool directly. So keep that in mind, and you can basically have your vector store ID over here and it can fetch all the information from there. So next what we have is this guardrail node over here. So this is basically to run moderation, PII, jailbreak or hallucination checks. So if you turn this on, so if there is any personally identifiable information or private information from someone like a credit card information or let's say some password or anything like that, so you can set different checks for that. So if you turn that on, if that check passes and there is no information like that, then this will go through this route, or if it fails, then it will go through this route. So that is something that you can do. Then we have like moderation. So it classifies and blocks harmful content. So you can use that. There is some settings for that over here. You can watch it. Then there is this jailbreak detection. So it detects prompt injection and jailbreak attempts to keep the model on task. So sometimes people try to, break that particular agent by, writing down prompts like I'm a tester of this agent and give me the information. So this will prevent that part. So it's a good one. And then after that, we have something that detects hallucination. So if you turn that on, it will detect hallucination and either send it through the pass or fail channel. After that, what we have is continue on error. Well, you can turn that on. So simply when there is any error or it cannot detect if it's a pass or fail, then it will go through this path. So this is how the guardrails work. After that, what we have is this if-else logic. So this if-else logic works like this. So you just have to set different cases inside it. So if so basically you have to write some sort of like a condition over here. So for example, this input text equals to 1, then this condition will pass and it will go through this path, or else it will go through this else path. So this is how like the if else works over here. Then we have this while loop, and it took me quite to understand how this while loop works. So I will explain this at the end after going through the rest of the nodes. The next node is user approval. So basically it's a very simple node. You can describe a message over here and user can select approve or reject inside the chat box where this agent is running. So the next node, what you can see over here is a data transformation node. So basically what you can do is you can reshape different data. So you can set a key and assign values to that, or you can have multiple keys and have values to that. Also you can have like an object over here and add different properties to that object, which is a great feature. So you can have a structured JSON output. The model will generate a JSON object that matches this schema. So yeah, this is what this transformation node can do. Then what we have is set data. So basically over here you can set data to different variables. So if I add a variable over here and I will name it as num. So basically you can assign data to this. So do it as 1. Also one thing what you can do is you can increment your the value that is present inside your variable. So if I select this one and I will just write it as +1, so this will basically increment this whenever the data comes into this node. So that is how the set state node works. Now let's see how the while loop works. This is how the while loop works inside AgentKit of OpenAI. So basically we have a variable over here which says num, and it's a number variable which has a default value as 1. So inside this while loop, so this will loop while a condition is true. So we have this expression over here. So num less than equals to 5. So as long as the value of num is less than equals to 5, this loop will continue on running. And inside this loop, what we have is this agent. So basically this agent is printing out that number. And what this set node is doing is basically it's incrementing that particular number. So as you can see that num +1, and it's assigning that value to that number. So what will happen is this agent will print all the values till 5. And once the condition actually becomes false, then it comes out of the loop. So let's see how this actually works in action. So I'm just going to type hi. And oops. So as you can see, it has print 1, then 2, then what we have is 3, 4, 5, and after that what happens is the value becomes 6 and it comes out of this loop. So I hope that makes sense. So let's say this is our workflow and I want to publish this. So I will just click on publish and let's name it as something like agent 1. So I'm just going to click on publish. So it says it's published, and what you will get over here is the workflow ID and the current version of this workflow. And this is the point where it gets tricky, because in order to use this agentic workflow outside this platform, you either have to use Chatkit or Agents SDK to do that. So if you go to the Chatkit quick start guide, then you can see that there is so much code involved in this process. And if you are a non-technical person, then it might be challenging for you to basically set that up. So in that case, I would say n8n is far better. You can simply have a chat interface over here and use your agents over here, or you can just make this chat public, and you can just simply go to this link and start interacting with this agent. So what I would say is this is made for developers who will actually go through all the code that is written over here and basically use this while building some application. So in that case, this is a very good platform to basically build your workflows and use that inside different applications. So as a regular user, I don't think you will be wanting to go through all these different steps to set up a chatbot. So you can keep that in mind. And now let's talk about Chatkit. So if you go to Chatkit, there are 3 things over here. So one is this playground, where you can basically customize this, the chat interface. So you can change the shape of, different buttons over here, or you can change the color of the interface, and you can do a lot of things over here. And once you have done that, you basically have to get this particular code over here. Again, it's not that simple to basically grab this and paste it anywhere and this will work. You have to do the backend setup first, and you have to have this front end code. So yeah, I would say it's very good for developers to build agents, but not for regular consumers who are looking to have some sort of like an agent that they can easily embed on their website. So keep that in mind. And that is what I have to say about AgentKit. So whether you should use it or not, well, if you're a business owner and you're looking to build different workflows, then you don't need to learn this thing, and basically don't waste your time right now, because you cannot automate your different business processes with this. Rather than that, you should use something like n8n or make.com. And also, if you want to have like a very easy way of building different chat agents, then I would also recommend using n8n for now, because it's very easy to just plug your different tools and you will have this chat interface of which you can copy the URL and use it anywhere. So I think it's more easy to use an n8n AI agent rather than this. This is for developers, but I hope in future they start to have different features inside it, or maybe they have like webhooks, or maybe other features like on app events sort of triggers, so that we are not only using this for like a chat interface, but we can use it as a backend, sort of like a system which can do our different business processes in the backend. So that is all for this video, and I hope this covers your different questions about AgentKit, and I hope this video has given you enough insight about how AgentKit works and whether you should be using it. So yeah, that's all from me, and I have a Skool community. You can go to this link and you can join my Skool community over here. So I post all the resources that I show in the YouTube videos. So basically I post it over here, and I'm also making some exclusive content that will be on my Skool community. So make sure you join my Skool community and stay connected over here. So that's all for today, and see you on the next video. Bye.